How's it going, everybody? My name is Dustin. I'm the owner of OBPrint, and I am here to start on our workflow video, and I'm hoping to kind of push this through pretty quick. Um, basically, whenever you first log in, you're going to get a like a setup module. If you go through that and you get to the dashboard and you need more features set up, then what you need to do is you need to come here to the dashboard. There will be a setup area right here. It's basically like our little, hey, this is what you need to do to get this thing set up. So if you didn't set up your general settings and stuff through the first part of it, go to the general settings. This is where you put your company logo, your time zone, all this information, your hours, all that. Your document number, if you have a document number that you're coming from a different supplier, or not suppliers, software, then you'd put that here. Your quote defaults, if you want to change that, whenever you make a quote, it'll knock it down to after 30 days after you make it. So when it expires, it'll be 30 days from the day you make it. You got your weather forecast if you want to put that there. It's great for installers if you're doing signage and stuff like that. You could put it in there anyways if you want. If you don't even do signage, it just shows you what the weather is. From there, you go to Shop Financial Setup. This is where you set up your overhead. Please, guys, go through and make sure that you have your overhead set up. It takes a full maybe 30 minutes if you don't know your numbers, going through and adding all your stuff up, putting it in here. If you know your numbers, great. You can put it in here. You can put in your weekly operating hours. This right here would be what your true shop hourly rate would be. Down here, you got your chart of accounts. We do have a income and expenses thing where you could put in like your expenses and stuff like that and keep track of what your income and expenses are throughout the year. If you don't want to use QuickBooks, we are integrating QuickBooks. It ain't in there. It's integrated now, but it's not active. I have to get approved for it, and the only account that it will work on is a test account that we have. So with that, we have payment terms. You can set these up however you want. These are just the default ones that we have set up for you guys. Down here is your sales tax codes. This is where you put in your tax codes if you're in city or your state tax or whatever you want to do. You can set that up here. Whenever you have this stuff set up, it's actually set up for QuickBooks already. So you shouldn't need to do a whole lot of work once we do get QuickBooks fully integrated. But if you have to, I will definitely let you guys know. But definitely make sure that you set up your overhead setup because this is going to help out with your other pricing. From there, the next thing to do is if you do vehicle wraps, print decals, you go through here, you set all this up however you do it. If you know your prices, great, put them through here. Go through all these breakdowns and add all these that you know. If you don't know them, we got some features to help you out called Cost Setup Helper. Go through here, put in your monthly overhead. You can use the global rate that you just used in the last setting and go through all this stuff. What you can, how many square foot you can, install in an hour roughly. And just go through all this stuff here and it'll get your correct, pretty close to your costs of what you need it to be. And then you put your margin, however much money you want to make on top of your costs. Then, I said that fills that stuff out. You got your square footage presets for different vehicles. We'll get to that in another video. Coroplast pricing, you put that here. We built Coroplast and banner material based off of like outsourcing. If you don't outsource that stuff, it don't matter. You can set it up. If you know your per cost pricing, you can put that in here. But we did it because we used something like Signs 365 or Sign Master or something like that. So we did it that way because it's super simple for us. We know what the cost is and we know what we can charge. So we did it that way. Next on the list would be materials. This is where if you do screen printing, you would put your garment pricing. If you don't do any apparel, you don't have to worry about this part. Your quick pick styles. This here you'll have to set up later after you do your API. We'll get to that after a bit. Down here is where you put in your materials for your wrap material, wrap laminate, substrate materials, window perf, window tint if you do window tinting. I didn't really set this up for window tinting, but we do window tinting, so we added it just because we do it. Next on the list would be screen printing. If you do screen printing, you got your price matrix here. When you get it, it won't look this way. It'll, like, your new price matrix will have just some basic numbers. You don't go based off of them. You could put your current price matrix on here. You can go up to 16 colors. And when you go up to 16 colors, you know, each one of these will have a new row for each color. But down here is your cost matrix. So you want to set up your cost matrix first. You can go to cost setup helper and you can go through this thing just like we did on the last thing. And go through it that way. And once you have all that set up, you can click transfer cost to price and put whatever markup you want. And that'll put that in a brand new matrix up here. And you can actually adjust these markups however you want, like especially if you do quantity breaks and stuff. Set up however you want. Down here, you got your add-on and fees. You can go through these, add whatever price you want for all of these. Then you got your personalization pricing. Next on the list would be embroidery. It would be the exact same thing. You would go through the cost helper up here, or if you know your price per 1,000 stitches, you could do it that way. However way you want to do it. If you do a quantity break discount, you could put that here, and you got your add-ons right there as well. From there, this is the big one, is API and integration. So right now we have SNS and Sanmar as suppliers. If there's another kind of supplier that you guys use that has API access, let me know. I'm sure we can integrate it. Just let me know. I know we used the two big dogs here, so whatever one that you want to add, let me know. Basically, you just got to request an API from each one of them. They'll send you a code. You get your code. SNS, you have your account number in your API. Then Sanmar, you have your customer number, your username and password, and you have to ask them for permission, and they'll turn it on for your account. You got shipping, you got your Easy Post and your Shippo. You could set these up, same thing. API, Twilio, you can use it for SMS. It's a kind of a pain to set up through them because there's so many laws and regulations when it comes to like spam text and stuff like that. But once you have set up, it's powerful. You can text your customer like production updates and stuff like that. You got your Gmail. You can connect your Gmail in here. You could show your inbox up here. We'll get to that in another video. Whenever you send emails like your quotes and your sales orders and stuff like that, customer links, you can all send that through like the modules that pop up. You can go through there and it'll use your Gmail instead of our built-in Postmark. So Postmark is the one we have. If you don't put in your Gmail, it'll just use our standard email system where you can send emails that way instead. And it'll have a reply to attached to it, and it'll be your email that you set up in the general tab. Down here we have Zerno. This is our social media scheduling thing. So we added this for a marketing section inside of OBPrint. Definitely powerful if you're interested in, posting on social media, your jobs and such like that. You can actually schedule a full 2 weeks of, posts for each social media place. Now they have a free account part of it, but if you want messaging and analytics and stuff like that, you have to pay a little extra to them. But they do offer a free tier for like posting. We do have API integration. So if API integration is something that you're looking for, like I know now we have things coming out like OpenClaw and Victor and other AI agent stuff like that. You can set that stuff up with this because we have ours set up through both of them, and I can text either one of them, say, "Hey, make this quote for a certain customer for certain job details," and it'll get it pretty accurate. I mean, you definitely want to double check it just to make sure that it's fully accurate, but it saves a lot of time from having to sit down and go through a whole quote and stuff like that. So definitely check that out. Next thing we have Dropbox. I'm going to make a whole video on the whole Dropbox thing because it is extremely powerful if you're looking for organization. If you're interested in Google Drive, let me know. I'm not a super fan of Google Drive, but other people might use it. Dropbox is extremely powerful when it comes to the API stuff. Next on the list after API would be your staff accounts. Right now, we're offering up to 10 accounts for free until we figure out, kind of usage-wise. It might change in the future whenever we're out of beta. But if you're a beta member, I'm just going to keep it the same. But, for the future, if you're not a beta member, it will possibly go up depending on how much usage it takes. All the whole... back end pricing of stuff, how much it costs us as a company. I'm still not 100% sure about. That's why I haven't put a final price on the monthly bill yet. But, as a gift to me, to you guys for being in beta, I'm definitely going to give you guys a break on that. So up to 10 members, it's free. No need to worry about that. You can put in your staff members in here. You send them an email through sending an invite right here, and from there it'll send them an email. They put in their own password, and whatever role you put them in, that's what it'll show on their dashboard. So you can view as a sales guy, it'll show all the sales stuff that you need. If they're a designer, it'll show all the designer stuff. If they're a production, so on and so forth. We do have an installer mode. It's meant for mobile phones and tablets, but you can use it on here. This is basically be like if you're an installer and you need to see what jobs you got going on and you have a route, you can build it into the system as a route. But that's basically it for setting it up. I didn't try to make this video super long, but I'm trying to speed these videos up, but also providing a lot of detail too. So if it's something we need to work on, let me know. But the next few videos should be even smaller because we're going through workflow stuff now. This is just the general setup stuff. So I appreciate you guys, and if you have any questions, don't hesitate to write. I want to make the software the best thing that we can for our industry and go from there. So stay tuned for the next one. The next one's going to be for doing quotes and sales orders. So watch out for that, and I'll see you on the next one. Thank you, guys.